ain't sleeping till Hollywood, Hollywood. We ain't sleeping.
Hello. It is your boy, Caleb McDonald,
And it's your girl, Gaelyn Smith.
and you are listening to No Sleep Till Hollywood, where we're not sleeping until we make it in Hollywood. And while we're up, we will be discussing the state of the industry and our place in it.
And you guys, I just want to say, we're recording this on July 3rd. So, tomorrow is Caucasian American Independence Day. And to all who celebrate, congratulations. We wasn't free for about a couple more years after that. But congratulations to you.
Enjoy your hot dogs, your glizzies, your, your
Your red, white, and blue.
enjoy it all. Say hi to your family.
Go America.
Go America. That's fine.
Every time I see that on Twitter, it makes me laugh. I'm like, America. It just feels so Caucasian American.
Feels nice.
I don't know. Cosplaying as a Caucasian American is fun sometimes. I don't know.
I will agree.
But today we are here to talk about something so much more important. We are here to talk about my favorite summer movie so far. I don't think the other movies that are coming out that I'm also excited to see will beat it. I don't think so.
You don't think Barbie? I'm sorry. I'm excited.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm excited to see Barbie. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy it, but no movie has made me laugh like The Blackening in my life. I've seen a lot of good movies. I've seen a lot of funny movies. But when I tell you from 30 seconds in, I was dying laughing at this movie. My dad, now y'all know my dad, he a little older. He not conservative, he just older. And he was dying laughing at this movie. And the white man who sat beside him was dying laughing at the movie. So I just don't think you're going to get any better than The Blackening this summer. I think that everybody who's doing a comedy, try again next year. But I just don't think that you're going to give what The Blackening gave. I don't see it for you.
Right. No, this movie, it premiered at TIFF last year.
The Toronto International Film Festival, for everyone else just not new.
Yes, sorry. Didn't mean to be a film snob there.
It was a little inside baseball of you.
And we are having the movie is having its theatrical release this year. And for those of you who don't know what it's about, 7 friends go away for the weekend, only to find themselves trapped in a cabin with a killer who has a vendetta. And they must pit their street smarts and knowledge of horror movies against the murderer to stay alive.
The movie was directed by Tim Story, who is really giving you so many Black classic films. And if I started to list them, it would really just be the whole episode. So go look that up. It was also co-written by Tracy Oliver, who is a writer and was in Awkward Black Girl. She also is the creator and writer of First Wives Club on BET Plus, I want to say. And I also want to say isn't she also the creator and writer of Harlem on Amazon Prime?
That is possible. Let me see what they say.
I think I'm right, but I'm not sure.
Tracy Oliver. Oh, she wrote Girls Trip.
Yes.
Harlem, yeah. Harlem.
She's a co-writer of Girls Trip. She be doing her thing. And it was also co-written by Dwayne Perkins, who is the creator of the short that bought us The Blackening, the short, and therefore has now bought us the movie. He also is in the movie playing Dwayne. So Dwayne plays Dwayne in the movie. The sketch is hilarious. The sketch came out in 2018, and it was basically a similar thing about Black folks in horror movies and creating this horror satire about it. And this, launched a firestorm. I feel like it went viral. I remember seeing it and having it sent to me multiple times in 2018. So I feel like it went viral. And therefore, all that energy brought us the movie.
No, something that was in the sketch that wasn't in the movie was they're all running inside the house. And then one of them gets left behind, obviously. But that one comes back into the house. And they're like, how'd you survive? Well, the killer knows that, the Black person's supposed to die first, but we're all Black, so that confused the killer. And I felt like a white lady, so he let me go.
That true.
Took me out.
That is.
What?
There were just so many moments in this. This is a funny movie. And I feel like it's one of those movies that, if you're not Black, it's funny. But if you're Black, and you're not I don't know, I feel like there's sensitive Blacks who'd be like, ugh, we're not all a monolith, and this is just not everything doesn't represent me. Why does everything that represents blackness have to be ghetto? You're not one of them dumb blacks that I don't have time for, then you're gonna enjoy this movie. Because I feel like as black people, we can laugh at ourselves and laugh at the assumptions we make about each other and laugh at the different personalities. Because like Caleb said, it was 7 friends in this movie, plus the other two that was in the movie and then was gone. So that's 9 very different characters and personality types that I feel like each of them you could see yourself in multiple characters, but at least one character probably represented you and represented how you would act in the situation, which I really appreciated as somebody who like falls between, the what is the word that falls somewhere in
The the I
the
know
spectrum of blackness. The
yes.
spectrum of blackness. I teeter and totter on certain lines of the sides, but I feel like there were so many moments that I just was like, that's me, and that's also me, and damn right that's me.
The craziest thing about this movie, before we get into the movie,
Right, before we get too deep. Too deep for the
is the
intro.
fact that they got sued.
Say what now?
The movie got sued by the
Mm,
creators of the card game Black Card Revoked. And
mm.
I just find that hilarious. I find that absolutely insane
That is
because
actually hilarious.
you're familiar with Black Card Revoked, right?
Yeah, and like my thing is like with Black Card Revoked, like Black Card Revoked was a capitalist manifestation of something that black folks do all the time. Like I feel like if you sit around in a group of black people and you say something, somebody's gonna go, "You don't know that? I'm gonna take your black card." Or you do that, I'm taking your black card because you do something. Like that is something that is so innate and normal and like conversational to blackness. All you did was make a card game of something we already do. The slaves was probably playing Black Card Revoked. They just didn't call it that. Like,
I
was
so
I wrong or was I rude?
I so badly wanted to come up with a name that the slaves would play, but it didn't come quick enough. It didn't come quick.
I feel like all the ones I came up with are crazy.
Yeah, no, that's yeah.
Because I was
But
like, break every chain.
oh, my AirPods are out. This is crazy.
Was I wrong or was I rude? I just,
Is that your phrase? This week?
yeah, was I wrong or was I rude is what I'm working on because, like, I'm okay. I don't want to harm people, right? So, like, if I'm rude, we can apologize for delivery. But was I still right even though I was rude? I mean, like, because if I was wrong, then we should fix the wrong. But if I was just rude,
How much there, buddy?
you just sensitive. I don't know what to tell you.
Speaking of sensitive, so the plaintiffs, the people who sued the movie,
Yes.
they have the card game Black Card Revoked, and they also have a screenplay Southern Education, which
Who knew about the screenplay? Can we
go ahead
raise
and
your
go ahead.
hand? Raise your hand in the room if you knew about the screenplay.
Why you
No
giving
one.
me again?
Okay.
Yeah, so they tried to delay the movie release because they were like, we got plans, and the judge said, well, I'm black, and I know this is a thing that y'all do. No, I'm playing. But along the lines of
Wait, was the judge black? Do we know that?
no, I
Can
let
you
me
imagine? But like, imagine bringing this up in front of a white judge. Were you not embarrassed? Were you not embarrassed?
you got white people involved.
Excuse me, Mr. White Man. Can you tell the other blacks to stop stealing from the blacks?
Judge White.
Judge Whitey. Like, that's crazy.
And the judge did acknowledge some overlap.
Right.
However, all in the same, and this is some media law for entertainment law
Comm
for the
law.
people listening. Common law,
Comm law.
communications.
How many of our
Um,
GPAs were sunk by comm law?
not mine. That actually
Really?
boosted my GPA. I'm not gonna lie.
It sunk mine, but like sunk was relative. Like I had a 4.0, I went down to like a 397. Like sunk was relative.
Yeah, but so you cannot copyright a concept.
Right.
but you can copyright the expression of that concept. So had the people suing written something like identical to the blackness in terms of plot points and whatnot, they probably would have gotten the movie.
Or if in the movie the game was called Black Card Revoked,
Right, that too.
then they would have been able to stop it.
But they had similar ideas that went different directions, so the
Very different
expression
directions.
was void, and hence we got, as Galen put it, the comedy of the year or the
I'm
summer.
calling it the comedy. I'm definitely gonna say it's comedy of the summer. I feel like it is the comedy of the year. I just have not seen a movie that has made me laugh like this in a very, 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 very long time, if ever.
Okay, well, I mean, I feel like it is time for it. What are your thoughts on the movie?
I'm here to tell y'all, if you have not seen this movie, go see the movie. If you have not, and if you can, because I mean, I think the theatrical window is still open. Like, go see it in the movie theaters. I feel like this is a movie. I know we all hate the people that talk to the screen, but this is a movie where you need to hear people talk to the screen. Because I saw it in the middle of the day in Silver Spring. For those of y'all who don't know, that's like a suburb outside of DC. It's like 15 minutes away, so it's basically fake DC. And I was in there cutting up. The people in front of me, they were cutting up. Like, the amount of times everybody was like, "Why would you go in that room?" That is what's so, like, I feel like the experience, the movie is so good that you don't really need the experience, but I think the experience definitely enhances it. I feel like it was such a good movie because it, while being hilarious, it also like created space to analyze the discourse we have about like the assumptions we make about blackness and how we exclude and include people because of what we perceive blackness to be, and how like our perceptions and boundaries and limitations of blackness can be harmful. Like, I think it was like a good way to have that conversation, because realistically, the villain of the movie, his whole issue was that he went to a party because of him not being able to play spades. He felt not black, and therefore that caused him to go out and be villainous, to make it short and like not ruin the whole thing for everybody.
Right.
And I feel like, though everyone's not out here committing crimes because someone said that they were an Oreo, it does cause harm for people in some ways. And so I think it was like a funny way to discuss it, but also it was like a good way to be like, but also like, it ain't that deep. And like, you ain't got to be sensitive about it. Like, there is something that, there's always going to be something about Black culture that somebody doesn't know. So like, you shouldn't be feeling extra sensitive and whiny if somebody says, "Oh, you're not Black because you don't know X." But at the same time, like, you can't really be an authority on Black culture. And I feel like that was such a fun way to talk about it. Also, just hilarious. Like I said, like, I mean, hilarious film. A lot of like actors who you've seen before, but never seen in this way. There were a couple of new faces in the movie, which I also appreciated. But like, really just like 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 film. Would I go see it again in theaters? Absolutely. I would give them another $17 to go see that movie again in the theaters.
$17 a ticket?
Yeah, I live in DC, babes.
Those prices are.
What do you pay?
12.
What, are you using a child ticket?
No, but I think I am getting the matinees. So
No, in DC, a child and a senior ticket are like $11.50, and then a regular adult ticket is like 16 something. Yeah.
Well, supporting film industry.
Yeah, I'm definitely about to get that AMC movie membership and pay $21 a month and see as many movies as I want, because $16 is crazy.
Get your stubs.
$12. I be forgetting you live in the middle of nowhere, though.
Me?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the middle of nowhere.
I feel like you live in one of those places in New Jersey I ain't never heard of in my life.
And it should stay that way. Though I'm surprised how many people. Well, actually, I'm not that surprised, because
like, I feel like one time you sent me your address and I was like, where the heck is this? Like, I was like, how do I find this on a map?
Nah, but it's right there when it shows up.
Do you live near an airport?
I live by too.
This is shocking.
But I live closer to the George Washington Bridge, which is, yeah. So for anyone who's been curious about where I live, that's the most you're gonna get right there.
I
But
mean, if you find me in DC, I don't know how you did it. Okay.
no, have you seen those geotagger TikToks and whatnot? Those creep me out.
Yeah, I definitely
They
will geotag on like TikTok every now and again, but it's always Washington District of Columbia. That is as close. I don't even. We're not putting a quadrant on it unless it's like a specific place that I go to and went once and am gone from. But like my home, I'm not even putting the quadrant on there. Absolutely not. Y'all don't need to know.
but my experience of the movie, I did enjoy it. I'm gonna be honest and say I wasn't hee haw laughing because it was one of those horror movies that like because look, when I watch a movie I try to figure it out. That's like number one, right?
Well,
And
yes,
though
you easily could have figured out what was going on. It was very
no,
apparent very early in the film.
yeah, and I did figure out like that, but I was still trying to piece it together, so my mind was elsewhere instead of just purely enjoying it for the bliss entertainment that it should be. But I did laugh. It was a hoot. Um, the theater that I watched it in, I'm not gonna lie, there were just some laughs that sort of rubbed me the wrong way. That so like where I would love to say, oh, go to the movies and watch it. You could also wait till it comes out on
No,
streaming or
no,
DVD.
no, do not, because that's how we
They
don't get
already
these
made
movies.
3 times their profit.
But my thing is this, but the thing is this, it doesn't matter they made 3 times their profit. It matters how much actual money they make. And you, as well as anybody else knows, it's important that movies like this with an all black cast make buku money to prove that we should be in the box office. Because if everybody waits till it comes out on the streaming, the next time this movie gets made, it's only going to come out on streaming.
I do find it funny that everyone has a sentiment about that movie with Jennifer Lawrence. They're like, if y'all want more comedy, I think it's called like No Hard Feelings or something,
Oh, I'm
and it's
absolutely
about
not going to see that movie.
right, but the online talk is, oh, this is how you know we're in a recession, and if y'all want more comedy like this, y'all better go support it. Like I've seen
Then
ample
go see The Blackening. Like,
requests for supporting that movie, and I'm just like, wow, interesting,
then
because
go see The Blackening.
there's nothing special about that
It's
other than
also, that movie is weird. The plot, weird. I don't like it. Every time I saw a commercial for
yeah,
it, I was like, this is like,
I
I'm not
I
saying
think
that all movies need to be like morally correct, because like that's
mhm.
not the world we live in. But like, I, Galen, am not interested in seeing a movie about like condoned pedophilia. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I expected a lot more hate around the concept because, again, pedophilia. But hey,
Listen, I saw The
yeah,
Blackening, okay? And I can tell you about The Blackening. And you know what else I'm gonna go see? Joyride. And they clone Tyrone and
they clone
Barbie.
Tyrone.
Them the movies I'ma see.
I think Barbie is gonna.
I don't know. I mean, I'm open to it doing it, but I think the thing is this: like, there's only 2 black people in Barbie, so my hopes of a good cackle. The
Yeah, no,
Blackening gave me cackles that no other movie can give me.
that's true. That is true. I will say
In
that.
what other movie are you going to get a man stomping out the villain? You think he's about to win, and the false victory is that he catches a cramp in his leg from drinking too much Kool-Aid in a pivotal moment.
In a pivotal moment.
You're not going to get that in Barbie, bro. You're just not.
Um, do you think that this movie elevated the satire or horror comedy genre in any way?
I would say yes, because I feel like when you think about this movie, you can't talk about this movie and not talk about like Scary Movie.
Hmm.
And I thought Scary Movie was fun, but Scary Movie was a spoof. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just
Right.
like, excuse me. It was just like taking the tropes of horror movies and then like laughing at them. But it wasn't doing it with any like cultural discourse or analysis. It wasn't trying to, get the audience to look at something in a different way that is also funny but teaches it. Like, that's not what Scary Movie was. And I feel like this movie, in a lot of ways, because people were also trying to, like, I guess when they were pitching the movie, like kept trying to be like, oh, Get Out. And it's like, No, Get Out was a horror movie. It wasn't
Mm.
particularly like a scary horror movie, but like it was a thriller. It was a political thriller. And I think that like they're similar in that we're taking a genre in which Black people aren't necessarily always seen in and using it to talk about deeper things. But like one was clearly a thriller where one was like the point of Blackening was to make you laugh. Like it was a laugh out loud film. And I think because of that, it elevated the form in that like you can take a horror movie spoof and still use it to discuss deeper things. And so I feel like because of that, I feel like it definitely elevates the genre, especially because like the sketch to me felt more like scary movie. And I was like, okay, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do with it. And then the movie still being true to the sketch, but just adds that different layer of like analysis that like I appreciated.
That was something that sort of disappointed me because someone had said the movie gave scary movie vibes. So like I was ready for that.
It
But
did,
if
but it
we're
didn't.
being honest, it did more Scream. Like Scream, I would say the movie was more Scream
Mm,
because both of those movies, like the characters have horror movie knowledge, and like the movie is more of a serious comedy rather than a ball busting
have I
comedy.
seen any of the screams? I feel like I haven't seen like any of the screams if I'm being honest. Like I've
But
seen
no,
moments from them, but like I've never watched them.
yeah, no, because in those movies, like the whole thing is like it's a fair fight because they be getting their punches in with with Ghostface.
That's
Um,
funny.
but yeah, no. That being said, I don't know what the movie. I don't think the movie elevated too many satires or too many satires. What? I don't think the movie elevated satires in general. Um, because I think it just did a good job at like being one. Like I don't think it did anything next level for me.
Hmm. I guess for me, it's like it's the discussion of, and it's been like 2 weeks since I've seen the movie, so like
Mhm.
certain things are fuzzy. But I think it's like for me, it was like the specific. I think this idea that like there was I think what why it feels that way for me is that it was Black, because
Mhm.
I feel like this movie has been done, like you're saying, like it's Scream, but like Scream wasn't Black. And I
Right.
think like having these conversations amongst Black people on screen, something that's big. I think the fact that like the cast was like there were a few dark skinned leads in the movie, definitely
Mhm.
something that hasn't done. The fact that one of the main characters is gay and like his sexuality wasn't used as a punchline and it wasn't used as like a weakness. Like I feel like that's what does it, because sometimes elevation to me, especially when we're talking about representation, is the fact that Black people are able to do it.
Mhm.
And I think like this is not a movie that like if Scary Movie didn't exist, we probably would not have gotten The Blackening. Even though they are slightly different movies, but
Yeah.
how white Hollywood sees them, that is the natural evolution of them. And I think like it's just a movie that we wouldn't have gotten 15 years ago. And that like to me, like there is that like that pushing forward of conversation and culture in a way that like is productive. And I think it's also positive because like we said, it's like Blackness isn't a monolith, and like each of
Mhm.
these characters responds differently to what happens. I mean, even like inside the room when they're playing the Blackening, it's like some people knew this answer, some people didn't know this answer. Like they had the guy when it was like the Nas song, and they were doing the Nas math, and he was like sitting up there, and they had the little like. Also,
Right.
the meme knowledge of the movie was good because when he did that math thing, and you saw, remember that, because the gif of the white lady with the math, or Beyonce when she zoned out people with the math on. It's like their ability to pull from gifs and memes and put them in the movie was also just like very very good
Mhm.
in a way where I'm just like that's an elevation.
Considering that you do think that the movie elevated satires a bit, do you think that The Blackening has enough legs to become a franchise?
I would watch this movie every year for the next 10 years. Please. I don't
Mm.
give a damn. I will watch this movie with 85 different cast because it's fun. Like
Right.
like as much as I'm saying like there was a deeper discourse and blah 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 blah, like you also didn't have to see any of that. Like you could watch that movie and not see any of that if you didn't want to. I mean,
Mhm.
I just am somebody who thinks critically about the media that I consume, unlike the vast majority of people. And so I obviously caught the messaging behind the film. But I feel like you could watch it and just cackle. No tea, no shade. I just feel like the lack of critical thinking in America is really starting to concern me, particularly amongst young people. It makes me very concerned about our future. That being said, I'll watch this movie again and again. If they do a sequel, I am available. If they do a sequel to the sequel, I am also available. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm here. I will watch the movie.
Everybody.
Gaelyn D. Smith, everybody. Like, please. I will do the movie. I will watch the movie. I feel like, because the thing is, I feel like you could still play the Blackening. Like, because I guess that's the thing with like Scream and Scary Movie and all these horror franchises. It's that like they exist in a world where these events aren't on television. And so therefore the next generation of characters doesn't know that this already happened. And as a result, we could watch the same story again and again. Because here's the thing. Black people, y'all know we love a gathering. We love to get together and celebrate the 10-year anniversary of graduation. We got, your line brothers and your line sisters. They gonna go celebrate their anniversaries. You gonna celebrate something. And you could just do different groups of young Black people going off to different parts of America and playing the Blackening. Because I also feel like if the Blackening could like hear you, then it means like the Blackening can just like magically travel.
Right.
So I feel like if we
Jumanji.
Yeah. And they made Jumanji 2. We didn't really need Jumanji 2, but they made it.
They made like 4 of them.
That's 4 of them. Hey, wait, hold on. Wait, Jumanji is the board game.
Right.
Not the video game.
Right, because that's the Kevin Hart reboot and
right.
Those were 2 movies.
Oh, I saw that one.
You ain't see the originals?
No, I saw both. I saw the original. Okay. I saw the original one, and then I saw the Kevin Hart Rock reboot.
Yeah, and then there were 2 of the reboots.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I thought there was 1 and 1.
But point still stands. That's like 30 years of Jumanji.
And my point is, it's like, realistically, it's like, none of those movies off the surface had continuation points.
Right.
But we still watched it. And I think it could be the same thing with the Blackening is like the game can exist and it can reveal different things to different people. Mm-hmm. But I'd watch it again and again.
I think if Scream is going to have multiple movies, then they could definitely do multiple of this one. Especially because before this, the Black horror movie series that we got was A Haunted House with the Wayans brothers. Or with one of the Wayans.
A Haunted House?
Yeah, A Haunted House. And then there was like A Haunted House 2. What's
Haunted House?
It was with the Wayans brother that does a lot of stand-up now.
Oh, Marlon?
Yes, there we go.
I don't remember this movie. Keep talking though, but I don't remember this.
Yeah, no, there's at least 2.
I didn't see it, but
A Haunted House was the Blackening if they did see Black people in only one layer. Like everyone
there you go.
had the same.
Like if we were monolithic.
Yes, but the
whereas like the Blackening gave you shades of black.
Exactly.
I see what you did there.
So it is, and this one definitely.
It also like the scores for it are bad. Like I'm looking on IMDb, it is like it had a Haunted House has a 5 out of 10 on IMDb and a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all not gonna play Marlon Wayans like that. Y'all know Marlon funny. Marlon is a funny man.
But that's the thing. I think that movie just focused on funny and not even like plot or anything of that. Because I remember there was one scene where I'm pretty sure there were some gangsters who came into the house to try to kill the ghosts with guns. Yeah, my point exactly.
Okay.
My point exactly.
Yep.
So thank you, Tim Story, and Tracy Oliver, and Dwayne Perkins. for Blackening.
We love
We appreciate it.
And if you need somebody for the next movie, I am available in case y'all didn't hear me the first 5 times.
And if you need someone to write it, I am right here.
Do you think, now I gotta go into this, how long into the movie do you think you would have survived?
Well, I'm not gonna lie.
Like, I mean, yes, everybody survived technically, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it was really like
they work together.
Right.
Would I have
Because
known the second verse of Lift Every Voice?
no, that took me out. The thing is this, my dad, like we grew up in like an AME church. And so my dad was like, I knew the song because but he was like, sing it on the spot. We was in the movie theater going, he goes like, because I was like, and the thing is this, the part that everyone knew was where I started. I said, lift every voice. I was like, maybe if I sing it from the top, I'll get to the second verse.
Right.
I would not have gotten there.
You know.
It was a couple of them questions. The friends question made me sick because here's the thing. My first answer was, I don't know, I'm black. Then they in here trying to get all the answers. They were like, well, I do know that if you did, and then so and so. And then the answer was, well, the right answer was, I don't know, I'm black. And I was like, see, I would have saved us all. Because I didn't know damn thing about that. I could not name you a character. I knew that Gabrielle Union was in it, and that's all I knew.
No, the thing is, I was actually very shocked because, we did that episode on Friends. If you haven't listened, go right now.
Go back.
And I remember us saying that there were like 7 black characters in total. So I was like, not all of them had a name.
I guess those were all the characters that spoke, because I think because the thing is, when we did this episode, it was like 32 black people appeared on Friends total, but I think only 5 had speaking parts, which is like crazy that we can count that. That still is problematic to me.
On a show of 10 seasons in New York City.
Somebody tried to fight me about that on TikTok, and they were like, a show doesn't have to have black people. And I was like, a show set in New York in the 90s actually does have to have black people. I'm so sorry. Like, this wasn't set in 1804. But yeah, so that's The Blackening. If you guys have not seen it, I don't care what Caleb says. Go see that in theaters. Go support black movies. Go support black filmmakers. Go support black cast. Go give them your money. Because the thing is this, y'all gonna all give them people your money to go see the Opity Op movie. So go give the movies to black people.
Are you talking about Oppenheimer?
The Opity Op movie.
That's crazy. Yo, which, by the way, last thing, and then we could sign off.
I'm just mad that everybody tried to make me think that the only movies coming out on the day were Barbie and Oppenheimer when They Clone Tyrone is coming out on that day. That's what we really need to be discussing.
But isn't that one coming out on Netflix?
No. I think it's coming out in theaters.
Oh.
And that's why I'm mad. I'm like, everybody was over here talking about the Opity Ops. I don't care about the Ops.
I thought I saw a Netflix release.
I think it came out at, what they call it? It went to ABFF last month.
Right.
Maybe it is on Netflix. I thought it was coming out in the theaters. Somebody made it sound like it was coming out in the theaters, child.
Because I think it was supposed to, but then Netflix picked it up.
You right. It's definitely coming out on Netflix. Maybe that's why everybody was... Either way, the only movie... But it's... Wait, hold on. No. Because on Thursday, July 13th, I can see it at the Alamo Drafthouse, which is a movie theater. So I think maybe it's doing a dual. Like maybe it's doing like a limited theatrical and then Netflix. Either way,
that makes sense.
The Opity Op movie is not my only option on that day.
Definitely not.
What's the movie called? Surprised. You was gonna say something about it. What's the movie called for real?
Oh, Oppenheimer. And I was just gonna say, like, because the reason why it's those 2 movies that are like butting heads is purely because Christopher Nolan made Oppenheimer, and also the fact that like he recreated a nuclear bomb blast without CGI.
So he blew up a small city in Las Vegas. I'm confused.
I'll give you more details on that later.
Y'all know I don't know.
No.
Auntie is confused.
Christopher Nolan and Barbie, and I'm Team Barbie.
Y'all know Auntie is confused. I don't know what the young man is talking about here. I don't. Is it a white people movie?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, y'all have fun going to see the Ops. I'm about to be in there seeing Margot Robbie and them. Okay. I'm very excited about this Barbie movie. I am planning my outfit now. I don't own a lot of pink, so I don't know how we're... I also got the Issa Rae President Barbie as Barbie from the Barbie movie Barbie. And it's sitting there looking right at me. So I'm very excited about this movie. But yeah, go support black movies. It's a lot of movies with black actors in them. It's a few of them that are like starring black actors. Like if you want to support, you got obviously The Blackening. You have what's his name in the spider realm.
Miles Morales?
Yeah, Miles Morales in the Spider-Verse. You got Halle Bailey as Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Like, go support these films with these black leading actors. Because I feel like this is the first time in a long time I've seen this many movies with leading characters and like main characters in a film with black folks and to be different movies, not just like Everybody and Think Like a Man too. So like, let's celebrate and support these movies. Think Like a Man 2 was my jam. Don't play with me, okay? That's my movie. One thing about black movies because we need more. We need more.
We need more.
Auntie
When
wants
we make
more.
it in Hollywood, you can best believe there will be.
Y'all gonna be sick of me. I'm trying to be in a movie every summer, okay? And I want to be in silly movies, serious movies, but every summer y'all gonna have to see me.
Okay. I think that is our episode.
I feel like
of
that's
The
good.
Blackening.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell the people where to follow you?
I was gonna say, y'all make sure that you are staying up on your blackness because you never know when you're gonna get caught playing the blackening, and you don't want to go out in the first round because you didn't know the second verse of Lift Every Voice and Sing. So get it together, guys. Let's start there. 1. 2. You can follow me at G Smitty with 2 T's and 4 Y's on anything with an @ symbol. And before we go, I'm excited because I'm gonna go ahead and share my praise report because y'all know we've been, climbing the journeys in Hollywood. But and you have some free time and you want to come on down to Drunk Shakespeare. The newest member of the Drunk Shakespeare Society is me, playing Lady Macbeth, sober and drunk, starting this weekend. So yeah, make sure you come see the kid. Follow us at Drunk Shakespeare if you want to know about when I'm going on.
We are so proud.
Thank y'all.
And
I gotta learn my lines, child.
And I will say you should definitely learn up on the blackening because you do not want to be showed up by a non-black.
That is true. That's terrifying.
A lot of them know the knowledge just to know it.
Did y'all know Murder on the Beat was white?
Yeah.
I didn't know this. Like what you said, non-black, I was like, Murder on the Beat probably know the second verse to Lift Every Voice and Sing. He probably do.
He probably produced it.
Can you imagine? Lift every voice and Murder on the Beat. I would run.
But you can follow me at Caleb Subtitles on any platform, Spill included.
This
and
is
of course,
disrespectful to me.
follow the podcast, No Sleep X Prod.
Wrong.
Whoa, that's the old one. Would you like to do the...
Wait a second. And the thing is, I wasn't even trying to drag you like that. It just came out wrong.
Would you like to?
Y'all, make sure you follow us at No Sleep Till Hollywood on anything. Well, only on Instagram. We're only on Instagram. But again, selfish, crazy plea. If you are listening to us, we love that you listen to us on any platform. But if you have the Spotify, I need you to open that green app. I need you to go to your searchable functions. I don't know how Spotify works, y'all. I don't use it. And then I want you to search the No Sleep Till Hollywood. And then I want you to, do you follow on Spotify? I don't know what you do. Whatever you do, go watch it and listen there. I'm on the title, so I don't have no podcast on title, but go listen to us on the Spotify so we can make some money. So we can be freed from the clutches of capitalism.
And so we could make the blackening too.
No, because then we're going to get sued by Black Card Revoked and the blackening. They're going to be like, y'all made the same movie they made, and we failed the first time, but we're going to get the money this time. And I don't want to give nobody no money.
All right, we'll make Black Lightning.
That's already a movie.
We'll make the Black Panther.
That's a movie too.
Okay.
Every black movie got the word black in it somewhere.
Right. We will evolve. We'll make the first black movie where black isn't in the title.
Can you imagine? I imagine a future. Hold on. One day, my movie will be judged by the content of the screenplay and not the word black being in the title. I see a future where one day all leads will matter if they're Black. I see a day where one day I'm going to learn what this Oppity Op movie is about. But it won't be anytime soon. And with that, I tell you all, thank you so much for listening. Good nights, good morning, good evening. Thank you so much for listening. Adios, au revoir. Bye, guys.
Adios.